Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is day 12 and today we're talking about this news. Japan, India aim for more than 500,000 people-to-people exchanges over the next 5 years. Well, that's not 5,000, it's 500,000, okay? That's quite a lot of people actually, but why is that so? Why is Japan doing this? Okay, the reasons are very simple, because they need people to support their economy because of manpower shortage. For information here, right, it mentions 500,000 and here 50,000 are expected to be highly skilled Indians with specialized knowledge and skill sets. So for information, most of the Indian professionals are in IT and software development. Same goes to the United States as well. And yesterday I made a video talk about H1B visa will be reaching 100,000 US dollars. So this might affect some Indians who wants to go to the United States. Maybe they want to go to Japan soon. Because before that, right, most bright and smart Indians, they will choose Europe or United States over Japan, despite the fact that Japan has better social security system and also better environment in certain cases. The reason is that Japan is a homogeneous society. When it comes to culture, it has cultural barriers and also it has language barrier. Okay, Japanese is not easy to learn, right? So in fact, it's one of the hardest language to learn in the world. So want to learn the language before blending into the workforce may be very hard. And that's why a lot of smart or bright Indians, they will choose the United States and also Europe. But now Japan want to loosen the immigration policies to take in 500,000 Indian workers because they have no choice, because simply the fact that the society is now aging. They need people to run their economy. So the thing is that many SMEs in Japan, right, more than half from the survey here reported that they have no successor to take over their business. So if there's no successor to take over business, there's a high possibility that you have to close down. So this might affect Japan economy, because if more SMEs are closing down, which is actually the backbone of the entire Japanese economy, it will greatly affect the whole Japan. Okay, that's why no matter how, you need people. And some people are arguing that you need robots to replace a job. Well, robot can replace a job, but it cannot 100% take over the jobs, because some jobs require manual work and also sometimes it will be emotional kind of attachment when it comes to the work. And that's why it's not that easy for now. It might need years to develop to the stage where we are ready to use or deploy those robots to replace the manual work. But I don't think it's in the distant future. Not only India, in fact, a lot of other countries like Vietnam, they are also sending a lot of professionals and workers to work in Japan. And before that, it was Malaysia, now even Thailand, and before that, even China and Korea as well. Although their cultures are somehow quite close to Japan, but still, there is cultural barriers because the language is not the same, the way of life is not the same. So India is totally different society and civilization. That's why you see some people are saying that maybe it's not so compatible. If let's say there will be more people going to Japan, definitely it will affect the way of life in Japan, and also the landscape in Japan might be changing, especially for the workplace. So Japan has to choose whether they want to go for a multicultural kind of workplace where the Japanese have to learn how to work with foreigners, or they will choose to go back to Japan is only for Japanese. That's also a reason why the right-wing party in Japan, Sanseto Party, is gaining popularity. The reason is that there are some Japanese people, they are not happy at what the government is doing to bring so many foreigners, which they might think that it would dilute the local culture, which is making sense because every one of us, right, like way of life is not the same. Like we can't just say that we're 100% the same because we are different, right? Okay, so it has a point, and that could actually be like the future of the problems that the Japan will be facing. Another thing that Japan is doing this is Japan signed a lot of deals with India to secure good ties. The reason is that they need another power to counterbalance China. For information, China is rising in Asia, and not only Japan, even like Singapore, there are a lot of countries are now quite aware of this, the rise of China in Asia. From my previous video, I talked about Singapore also invited India to patrol in Malacca Strait. So the reason is that they want to counterbalance China influence, especially at South China Sea. So it makes sense, and also Japan are doing the same. Not only the secure tie with India, they are also trying to bring in more professionals from India to solve the manpower shortage, as well as to train the people in Japanese or to train them to speak Japanese. Eventually, these Indian professionals they can go to India and invest and also have some cooperation or projects in India. Okay, from here, right, they're talking about chip developments with India. So that's actually 2003, that's 2 years ago. And now, of course, there'll be more deals to be signed. This is something on, meaning that Japan wants to invest more in India instead of China. Because after COVID, Japan, they're trying to withdraw investments from China to reduce over-reliance on Chinese manufacturing. So since China opened up in 1978, Japan invested heavily in China because of the policy where they need investors, and also the most important factor is cheap labors. So that's why a lot of other countries, not in Japan, United States, Europe investors, they are investing in China. But now it's different case. From a geopolitical perspective, it's now changing. What do you think about the idea of bringing 500,000 Indians to work in Japan? So will it be good for Japan or India? Or some people might see it as very disastrous because you're bringing people from different culture, then Japan might be changing very soon. Okay, what do you think about this? I need your thought as well, and leave a comment down below. Alright, so see you in the next video, and do not forget to subscribe. Bye bye.